So back in the workshop, and the car is still running, which is obviously a massive improvement from the last 2 times I've taken it out. I noticed straight away that it was a little bit down on power, which initially I thought maybe it was just a boost leak or something, but it was making the same amount of boost that it was making before, and it was holding the amount of boost, but it just felt a bit flat. Went through like the obvious kind of bits and bobs, and was chatting to a mate of mine. He said I should check the timing to check I haven't got one of the cams a tooth out or something. So I'm going to do that just to rule that out. But the timing, when you put the chain on, and there's markers on the chain which line up to marks on everything, so it's, I can't see that I would have got that out, but I will double check that. But it kind of does feel like the timing's out a little bit. It's just a bit, doesn't come in with that like sort of kick. So yeah, just going to check the timing and just run through a couple of other little bits. But other than that, it was a really good day. It's first bit of drifting I've done in quite a few years, so that was good fun. Nearly, as you saw at the start of the video, nearly had a big off, and I think if the grass had been wet, that would have been a different outcome. Oil pressure, absolutely spot on all day, so I'm happy that all the modifications that were done have done the job and they're working. There's one more thing I'm going to do to the oiling system, which is something that a lot of people recommended, so I'll do that. That'll probably be the next video. There's a little oil leak. I've noticed it dripped a bit of oil on the trailer, and also I noticed the diff was clunking and clanking a bit, so I'm going to have to have a look at that as well. But let's whip all this off and just double check that timing. So you basically got your marker down here, and what's not ideal on these, yeah, you can just kind of see the mark there at the bottom, and you've got about probably an almost 5mm mark on the casing, and you've got like a 2mm groove on the pulley. And what I've found with these before, the markers on the back of the cams there, which line up with those little groove things there, and these don't always, you know, they don't always get them bang on. So this does look like it's a little bit, what would you say, anti-clockwise to that mark, if you like. So what I'm going to try and do is put both of these cams pulleys forward a tooth on the belt, and then just see how, you know, see if it looks wildly out, because I would say that is right, but I'm just going to try it the other way and see what happens. One Urchfab custom spanner. Okay, so I've got the cams now set forward a tooth. They look further out of line this way than they did previously. Just done a compression test. I put the timing back to where it was previously. Just done a compression test and it's spot on. It's sort of 150 to 155-ish on all four, which is good. So I don't know. I think I need to try and plug it in and check that it's not cutting timing in the ECU for some reason. Like maybe if this, an air temp sensor is not reading properly, or all you've got is the lambda sensor, air temp, coolant temp, and a crank sensor, and that's it. So yeah, it's running, seems to be running normally. Just I took all the plugs out when I was at the track. They all looked good, like it was running right. I'm wondering whether the turbo could be, from having the bearing material go through the turbo, whether it's affected the bearing in the turbo. It would probably be worth me getting the turbo rebuilt because it is old anyway. Other options could be perhaps that the old engine had the head skimmed or something and the compression was a bit higher, so it just felt like it went a bit better. Don't know. It's not a huge drop in power, but there is definitely a drop. The compression test on the engine showed that it's all mint. So yeah, don't know. I'll keep searching. Next event is going to be RS Combe, so I'm going to be doing the demos for that in this, and then there'll be some grip driving hopefully as well. I'd like to try and get both cars to that. If I can get them both there, then I could do some grip driving in the mongrel and then do the drift demos in this. So I'll have to see if that's an option. But that's going to be it for this one. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one.